Bright colours. It's got young people on the front cover, which attracts me because it looks like it's for my age group. The font is bold and bright, and it like catches your attention. And it's clearly about music, so it's got a guitar in the front. So.
Well, the magazine's really attracted me because there's some fit guy there in the middle, and also actually do find it real because it has a little barcode there. You see, so I'm not getting ripped off.
Yes, the choice of font, colour and design is appropriate because it's got, I like the shadows around their faces, which makes it look like exciting and mysterious, and the colours are bright, like bright blue and orange, so they're like eye-catching, and I like the quotes that are in red, that are bigger and red because they catch your eye as well. And I like the design because the photos next to each of their opinions about their bands, so it's clear.
Well, I do kind of like it, but I think there's too much blue in it, and maybe the too much blue can connote to depression, you know? Maybe add a bit more, I don't know, yellow, or maybe add a bit more red. I mean, like, the only red you have here is right there, and colours. Maybe like, I don't know, go multicoloured.
Okay, unusual fonts are used to make it seem unique, as this is not usually used in a magazine.
Okay, the font and the colours are really bold. It like draws your eye, makes you want to like buy it and stuff. And it's just cool.
So amazing.
It's got young people on the front, and also it's about young members of bands, young band members. So it looks like it's for my age group. It's got bright colours, which you wouldn't expect in a magazine just aimed at older people. It's sort of like the format of the magazine is quite like messy and colourful. So it does seem like it's aimed at young people rather than older people.
Well, I think it's targeted me very well because this includes like a lot of young people's work, people around my age as well, you know, especially with like all of these young, lovely models there around my age, around 23. I mean 18.
What was it do?
It would really interest other teenagers like myself to buy these, but also who are into rock and electric and acoustic as well, you know.
Yes, they do interest me, and they do seem relevant because they're about young people, and they're quite honest as well. So they're not like really huge bands. They're just, you know, new bands, up and coming. And I feel like I can connect with these young people because they're my age and they're honest in what they're talking about. So it does seem more relevant to me than to like the really hugely famous bands.
Okay, it does interest me, and I would buy this to read the articles.
Yeah.
I like the fact that there's a competition on one page, which is what I look for in a magazine.
And the way that it's like laid out, the three separate like paragraphs draw your attention to it. So that
And it makes it look easy to read as there's broken up by
the pictures and
yeah.
stuff. Okay, article wise, Well, this is very interesting. This one, finalists converge to the final showdown. You know, that kind of gets me pumping that I want to see them live. I mean, even just reading about it makes me imagine me right there in the scene, you know, right in that crowd. Ooh, even before like the whole thing's going to occur, you even got like the interviews from like loads of people, but I don't think they really are as like informal as I thought, because like reading from other magazines, they're more informal and they include swear words that really makes teenagers even more, you know, intimate towards another, you know. They don't have to feel like they're sitting with their parents drinking cups of tea and club sandwiches, you know.
Okay.
I would say this magazine is a genre, obviously a music magazine for young people. With it also has bits of fashion in, and it's useful for entertainment, like reading it is interesting, and it's also providing publicity for the smaller bands, so it's helping the music industry.
Like there's a bit about guitarists and drummers and soloists. It gives you a lot of information about like the competition and stuff, and it like generally the music industry.
It describes musical background and lets you know of
Up and coming bands.
Okay.
Well, it can be a tool for the music industry because it can also influence kids to get into like competitions like this one's there. See here, win. You've watched them compete, now meet them, and like you just like be part of the crowd, because part of the music industry is getting the audience involved as well, and just seeing like how they feel about it and how they feel about it. What are their strengths? What are their, I don't know, their targets for improving, and I think this would really improve the music industry that way, you know, involving the audience. I would buy it because it does go on about behind the scenes, as well as talking about like the singers and the bands as well.
Okay, I would personally buy this. It's only £2, which is pretty good, and it has about the bands I like the Blackout, etc, etc. And it has about up and coming bands, ones I might be interested in.
What about you, Tony? Would you like it?
I wouldn't buy this because I don't like these kind of bands and I've never heard of any of them.
Yes, I would buy this magazine because it's only £2, which is not expensive considering, and it would also be useful to find out about up and coming bands, and also gigs in my local gigs and stuff in my area. So it'd be a good way of finding out what's going on.